Hello?
Din Thomas.
Hey, man, what's happening?
Is it Din or Dean?
It's Dean
Or is it
Dean.
Yves?
and Yves. Yves.
Why, do you and Eves get confused for each other all the time?
And they
We
play it
compute-
off.
Really?
Sometimes I think I'm Yves.
Someone be like, yo, Yves, what up? And yo, Dean will not fucking like go off beat and be like, yo, what's up?
Oh, well, he's a funny dude, this
He'll
guy.
run
yeah.
with it.
He's a stand-up comedian. I've seen this
I
guy.
have seen that.
Who, me?
Yeah.
Oh, but, I try to do a little bit of everything, man. You got to be well-rounded in life. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, for sure. So, Dean Thomas, welcome to Menace and the Man, Stan the Man, Dennis the Menace Bermudez. We're sorry we're a little late.
Don't worry about it, man. I know how y'all operate.
Yeah, you know how it is.
Fighter time.
Yeah.
Yeah. You guys from New York, so that, you know what I'm saying? Y'all on your own time.
Oh, yeah, you know Matt Serra well, so you know how New Yorkers operate.
Yeah, unfortunately.
A few minutes is usually it's either times 4 or times 6.
Yeah, I'll be there in like 5 minutes. Like, that's
Yeah.
a half hour.
Yeah.
So what's up, y'all? What's going on? What's popping?
Nothing. We just like to talk to fighters and all the people in the MMA and combat sports community about life and whatnot, what's going on with them. So what's going on with you, Dean?
Man, I am chilling. I am man, we had Shaq in the building today.
Oh,
I saw that. So are you still in Port St. Lucie or are you going down to Coconut Creek?
Well, I do both, man. I live in Port St. Lucie. You know, I got a little trap spot in West Palm Beach, but don't tell nobody.
Ooh.
But I work
like
in
that.
but I work in Coconut Creek.
Okay, so what's the distance you're driving every day?
Man, it's like 70 miles to Coconut Creek, but West Palm is like directly in the middle. So like I stay in West Palm Beach a lot.
Okay, I used to live in West Palm Beach actually, right off.
Oh, did you really?
Yeah, right off of like Palm Beach Lakes and Okeechobee.
Man, get out of here. That's where I'll stay close to. I'll stay on Palm Beach Lakes.
You know that like crazy apartment area where there's just mad apartments?
Yeah, where all the drug dealers be at. That's where I know. That's where you was at.
Exactly, that's where I live.
Yeah.
Where I live, you know, similar to New York, like a mile this way was horrible. A mile this way was rich people. So I was like right in the
Yeah.
middle of that. Mile
Yeah,
this
right in the
way,
middle.
yeah, ghetto apartments and the rich apartments. I was right in the middle. So,
Yeah,
but I
that's
love
West
South
Palm.
Florida. Love South Florida.
Yeah, it's nice, man. Like, well, not this time of year because it's a bit hot, but when the winter comes around, I mean, it's still hot, but it's better than being cold, you know. So
Oh, for
we love
sure.
it here.
So now, did Phil DeRue reach out to you?
No, he didn't. Well, I mean, I talk to him every day. That's my homeboy. Me and Phil go way back, man. I love him like a brother. But you know, he tells me all the time, "Hey, man, these guys are gonna reach out to you." So I never know when you guys are gonna reach out. But, so,
Oh, okay, yeah. Because he said
yeah.
he was going to let you know that we wanted you on Menace and the Man. Because Phil DeRue fucks with Menace and the Man. We had him on when we came down. That we were actually in Coconut Creek in the beginning of May.
No kidding.
Yeah, we wish we would have got you on. We had Mike Brown on, we had Phil on, and then
Oh, I see how it is.
and then a few weeks later
We were
got,
looking for you.
yeah, we didn't see you there.
Yeah,
You
I
weren't
see
there.
how it is. You get Mike
Nah.
Brown on, Phil DeRue, leave me stranded. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, that ain't us.
Nah,
Yeah, I see. All right, no problem.
great
Nah,
things
I'm
take
just
great
playing.
things take time, Dean. Great
Yeah, that's
things
right.
take
You know,
time.
so you're right.
Ooh.
Great things take time.
Well,
that's right.
hey.
Yeah, man.
We gonna be back in time. You know?
Say what?
We're gonna be back in time.
We're gonna come
Oh,
back
yeah,
to
come-
Florida.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, you guys should come back, man.
Yeah,
It's,
we wanna-
it's always a good time down here.
Yeah, we want to kick the episode right out of your spot. Bang.
Yeah, man, I love that. I
Yeah.
love that.
You're like waking up in your bed. We're like, oh, we're here with Dean Thomas. He's just waking up now in his luxurious king-size bed.
We'll start it with color commentary as he's sleeping. So look at Dean as how he's sleeping.
His right eye's twitching real bad. Looks like he hasn't shaved in 2 days.
Everybody comment in the chat. Who do you want to wake him up, me or Dennis?
You guys.
So now I saw
Man.
on social media you were just at Dana White's 50th birthday, right?
What?
Yeah, man. No, real talk, man. I was honored to go to his birthday, man, because like, you know, he had like it was like a lot of his just like people he grew up with. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And yeah, so we was out there, and it was such an amazing time. I mean, his wife threw him a party, and she knows how to throw a party. I mean, it was, you know, Don Henley performed, and Gwen Stefani, and it was a good time, man. I mean, he celebrated his 50th birthday like a man should. Like, if you have the money to, like, that's how you want to do it.
Oh my God! Yeah.
And he did, man. Yeah.
Who gets Gwen Stefani and Don Henley to play at their fucking birthday? That's amazing.
I know. Yeah, but I mean, it was crazy because Dana's like he's a really popular guy, but I mean, it wasn't like the who's who of celebrities just there hanging out. I mean, it really was like his closest friends that he grew up with and his family, and it was kids. So it really was kind of like a family event.
So now, are you
And
and Dana super tight, or are you thinking like, what the fuck am I doing here? Like, why am I
yeah,
here?
like I'm still wondering how I got an invite. Actually, I'm like, wait a minute. They must have like found like mailed it to the wrong person and just were too embarrassed to tell me it was the wrong person.
Yeah,
I'm like, how the hell did I get this invite? Yeah.
you were Sarah's +1.
Yeah, right. I was like, yeah, right. Well, now, like, Sarah showed up. Sarah came out with and here's the thing, though. Like, me and Matt are the only two idiots that showed up with a present. You know what I'm saying?
I was gonna ask
like,
that. What do you get that guy?
Well, I don't know if he got it yet. That's the problem because they didn't have like a table to put the presents on. Like nobody else brought gifts except me and Matt. So like we just like gave him this amount. I was like, make sure Dana gets this. So I don't know if he even got it yet.
Can I ask what you got him?
I don't know if I should tell, but I'm on as well now because
I like that.
Well, what do you get a rich guy who can get anything? Yeah, like who can have anything. So I wanted to get him something that he probably wouldn't get himself, and did he, so I got him a do rag.
No, you didn't.
Yeah, I did.
That's amazing.
Yeah, like what I'm saying, like because he cover up his bald head. You know what I'm saying? He don't get no waves, but he cover up his bald head in the sun. So I got him a do rag.
Oh, that's amazing. So now, how'd you get into doing you do the Dana White looking for a fight, right?
Yeah.
How did that come about?
Well, obviously there was another guy on it, Nick the Tooth, and he was having problems, and when he decided to leave the show, they were kind of in a crunch. They needed somebody like right away. I mean, they were literally going to film in 2 days, and they needed somebody right away. And I was in the gym. I was training Amanda to fight Misha Tate, and I got a phone call from Dana, and he was like, "Hey man, we're filming a show. You want to do it?" I'm like, "Hell yeah!" And I left the next day.
And the rest is history.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
And so now
that's the thing, man. Like when you get a phone call, man, you always, especially from like a 702 number,
Oh my
you
God.
always answer. Yeah. Like if it's like from LA or Vegas, you always answer it, and then you always say yes to whatever it is because if
Am
you
I
say
allowed to ask? Like you're getting paid to do the show, no?
Yeah, we get paid for that.
What does that pay?
Oh, I can't tell nobody that.
Oh,
See?
You don't want people kicking down his door, family members calling him up, asking what he's making for that one.
I can't get
I'm sure it's not making you rich, but it's definitely definitely worth your time.
Yeah, because like honestly, and I told Dana them after, I probably shouldn't have said that, but I was like, dude, I would do this for free.
Right.
And I ain't got a raise since, so I probably shouldn't have said that.
Yeah.
Matt's talking about how much it eats up his time and whatnot. He's getting a bump every episode.
Yeah, I know. Well, not like but it's a good time, man. I mean, we have a good time. It's not easy always because the hours are long, and and the production team wants us to do a bunch of crazy stuff that like they don't even show, and we have to do it. But it's still a lot of fun, and it's the best thing I do.
So now I heard you say working with Amanda. You're in a similar position as like Matt Brown at American Top Team. Like you're one of the head coaches, right?
Yeah. We're pretty much. We're head coaches.
Oh,
we
for
run
sure.
we run people. Yeah, we run camps. So more to say, we run a lot of camps.
So who's your guys? Who you working with?
I'm working with Greg Hardy, Jillian Robertson, Christoph Yako, Rakeem Cleveland. I got him coming up actually next week in Atlantic City fighting Vinny Magalhaes. Antonio Carlos Jr. fighting Uriah Hall.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Yeah, that is a good one. We're crazy about that one. But no, and then I'm trying to work with a lot of younger guys. Like sometimes I don't really like to get the older, more established people because they're kind of
They already
ways
know.
for me. Yeah, they already know what they want. So like the younger guys need a little more guidance. So I tend to like gravitate towards them.
Oh, for sure.
They're sponges to you.
Yeah, absolutely. And I love that more than anything else.
And you can see more progress in them You know?
Yeah, like to work with Amanda, like Amanda would have been world champ anyway. Like honestly, like
Right.
she's that good. So it's like you can't nobody like you can say what you want, but nobody can really take the credit for her success except
Right.
for her. But when you get a young kid who's just like fresh off the street, don't know nothing,
That
and
can't
then
throw a
you see
jab.
progress. Yeah,
Yeah.
can't even jab. Then you see them progress and win fights. You're like, man, I'm very proud of what we've
Yeah.
done.
So now Din might be the perfect guy to ask this question. Hypothetically, let's say maybe you were a fly on the wall when Colby Covington and Robbie Lawler used to train together. Have you ever seen them train together?
Honestly, I've never seen them train together.
Okay. Because I was gonna say, what do you think's gonna happen this weekend?
But I can tell you, it is an interesting fight, and I don't think it'll be close.
Ooh.
Yeah, I don't think it'll be close, and I think one guy is going to dominate the other one way or the other.
So Colby's
And
gonna,
I'm saying it's going to be a short fight neither.
So Colby's gonna dominate Robbie Lawler for 5 rounds.
No, and honestly, I'm not saying that, because Robbie, he's still got some left in the tank. Robbie was a killer back in his prime, and he's done a good job of pacing himself throughout the years that he still has some left in the tank. And I believe that, Colby's the type of guy that he's been saving it up for because, he's like, man, screw this guy. I'm going to knock his teeth out. So
Yeah.
this fight can go, I really believe it could go either way, but I don't think it will be close.
Fun fight.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm excited about this one.
Yeah. It's always interesting when guys have trained together and one of
Yeah.
them is talking about how the training went. Even though that's like taboo. You're not supposed to talk about that, but
Right.
But
Well, Colby ain't got no limits, man. Like he just
zero.
he just says whatever, man. Yeah, he says whatever. It's like, dude.
Well, I mean, that's
Somebody go-
exactly what the UFC wants, though. This man's trying to get paid. I mean, he's got a
Yeah.
short window to make it rain. You and I both know better than anybody else. Like, there's some things that we didn't say that maybe we should have fucking said, and we would have maybe.
I know that is true, man. That's
you
true.
know.
Yeah. I mean, you're right about that, man. Like nowadays, it's a different game where, like, if you say something, you're going to get your name out there, and UFC is going to kind of appreciate that because you're doing their job for them. You're promoting
Right.
yourself for them.
And
So, yeah.
hey, and they'll retweet it. You know.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah.
They'll retweet it. But so honestly, man, I respect what Colby did, man. Like he's a guy who would have just been like an average wrestler in
Yeah.
the game, but he talked so much
Yeah.
that you had to pay attention to him.
Now,
Yeah.
there's something about that. Like, not only is he a good fighter, but he's got a fucking pair of balls.
Yeah.
I
Because
know.
for me personally, right, yes, I know I'm a good fighter. Yes, I try hard. I train hard. But now, yes, I agree to fight this guy. Like, I think I can beat him. I agree to fight him. Then you sign up for extra pressure, if you will, especially with how modern day technology runs and people love to sit behind their keyboard.
Once you talk shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
love to take your words and throw it right back in your face, man.
I know. I mean,
And me
you're right,
personally,
man.
when I say things, I'm not saying it to sell. Like, I fucking mean it. So now I'm hanging on to my own words. And my own words are, like, stressing me out. Because, like, yeah, I said I'll finish him the first. I got to finish him the first. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. There's something dangerous about that. That it's sometimes you feel like it'd be better to just shut your mouth.
Which, I mean, I kind of did. I try to make my actions speak for me. And people are like, nah,
Yeah.
we good on that, dude. He was
Yeah,
funny.
because think about it.
Yeah.
No, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was gonna say, yeah, maybe he was funny post interview, but like when if they found, but like, nah, he's as good as fighter as all of them. I need extra. I need a little more.
Yeah. I'm just saying, like, for a guy like Colby, man, like, if he gets knocked out, this weekend, like, he's got to go back
Yeah.
and eat all of that. And
Yep.
that's tough. That's tough to go into a fight thinking, like, damn, I could get knocked out and have to eat all the words that I said. That's
Yep.
tough to do.
I mean, Asker's
Yeah.
a perfect example of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he handled it so amazing. But he even said, like, it was bound to happen, and I probably deserve it for all the antagonizing
Yeah.
I've done over the
Yeah.
years. You know?
Some people are better than
Yeah.
others, but like it's and Dean knows this better than anybody. Like, like you do interviews and stuff like that, and like while you're not always with people, you're not always surrounded. Like you go to bed or you take a nap by yourself, and these things that you've said run through your head. You're constantly thinking about the fight, and like you're like, man, I said I'll destroy him, and what if?
I know, right?
What if?
Yep.
You know, and it could fuck with you, man.
Yeah, that's always in the back of your head.
That's why,
Right.
like, he's not like, I don't know. Conor McGregor's a fucking animal. He fights like an animal. He talks his fucking shit. I kind of think he says things and doesn't go, well, what if?
He doesn't even have.
There's no way.
Yeah.
Probably,
Yeah, there's no way he has the what if.
probably not.
Yeah.
But I could tell you, what would you say, Dean? 75% of the fighting population go, maybe, what if?
I think it's higher. I really do.
Probably.
I think it's higher.
Because
I think it's higher.
I think there's this progression, right? So I've taken on a fight. I go, I'm going to fuck this dude up. Yep, 100% I'm winning. And that's when you tell your manager, yep, I'm taking the fight. 100% I'm winning. Within a day, you look up some shit on him like, okay, he's knocked out some people, or okay, he submits some people. Then you go back, and then you go, okay, 90% chance I'm beating this guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then you go back like, nah, not me. Next day, day 3, nah, he ain't getting me. You start training a little bit. Some guy that shouldn't beat you maybe gives you a hard time. You're like, oh shit.
Yeah.
This guy's giving me a hard time, and my opponent will probably crush this guy. So then you're like, oh fuck, here we go. This isn't good, right? Maybe you didn't eat enough carbs that day. Now you're doing this. Like what the? You know what? Maybe I didn't have enough energy. Otherwise, he wouldn't have given me a hard time. You know, and there's this whole. It's such a psychological. So at some point. You go, what if and maybe at some point, because you go into one session, Stan, I beat you 9 times out of 10. You beat me that one day and we're fucking 3 weeks out. I go, fuck.
Yup.
My opponent would crush Stan because I've seen his shit. Now the what ifs and the maybes start running through my head.
Dangerous mental game.
It's very hard to be talking shit about somebody that I know would crush you, but you just gave me a hard time.
Yeah.
Ain't that true? That is so true, man. Especially like you said, like not having enough carbs. So like that week of the fight when you're doing all like the most media for the fight and you're cutting weight and you're depleted and now you're still trying to maintain that same level of shit talk. But you're depleted and you're training like shit. You're like, God damn it. I shouldn't even be fighting. This is my last fight. Forget it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Every fight week, I go, fuck this. This is stupid. And then you fucking go out there, you show up, you win, and you get your paycheck. You're like, I'll do it tomorrow.
Yeah. That's another one. That's another one.
Line another one up. You know.
I think it was Cole Miller that I was talking to one time and he said when he gets a fight and he gets closer to the fight. He actually goes through the scenarios of him losing the fight.
Yes.
Yeah, he says he goes through the scenarios of him losing so he could deal with it in his head already.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah.
I don't. So I worked with a mental coach. We're going to have him on next week. I go over like 2 or 3 weeks out. I go over scenarios where things are not going my way. And I overcome them. Whether it's a guy takes me down, what are you going to do? How are you going to move? Or the guy's beating up your feet. What are you going to do? How are you going to react to that? Because Dean, you've seen it more than me. A dude get punched in the face and go, fuck this.
Yeah, for sure.
But had they mentally put themselves there where they got fucking blasted in the face and they're not home, and they are like, all right, here's what I'm going to do. The neurons in their body will react differently. So instead of going, fuck this, because the body don't want that shit, you go, okay, I've been here before. Here's what we're going to do.
Well, it's that sense of reality that the fighters need to maintain because, in their head, like, 2 months before the fight, in their head, they just saw themselves kicking the shit out of somebody. So, like,
Right.
yeah, but so it doesn't register that other persons can actually fight too. So
Yeah.
you're right. So you should prepare for that. That, like, what if this guy does bring something to the table that I'm not expecting?
I call it
gotta be able
mind
to deal with
fucking.
that.
I call it mind fucking myself.
Yeah.
I also accept death when I go out there.
Yeah, you should.
That's a little extreme, a little weird. I know.
Max Holloway actually just talked about it and said before he goes out, his people, they're like, eat whatever you want, and he thinks of it like this could be my last meal.
Right.
Yeah, you know what? He's not wrong. He's not wrong about that. And I think all fighters should be like that. And if you're not like that going into a fight, you're probably doing it wrong because, that small window of when you are at your highest level of competitiveness, you need to be competing as if it's the last time you're ever going to compete.
Oh, for sure.
Because the thing is, if you're not afraid to die, what the fuck is one punch to the face?
Yeah, right? Yeah, exactly. That too. Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So, like I know, because I worked with Henry Hooft, and he told me, like, that's one thing that Tyrone Spong sometimes does in the back, like, and he said it's almost scary. He goes, oh, I'm not, like, he'll start screaming, like, I'm not afraid to die tonight. Like, fuck this guy. Like, go ahead, try to kill me. Like, he gets crazy, and Henry's like, damn,
whoa,
this guy. But hang on, that's the guy you want to be behind.
Yeah.
You're
right. You need, like, that's kind of the mentality. When you're at your peak, that's the kind of mentality you kind of have to have.
You don't want to be behind a guy's like, hey, Dean, you think, like, I'm ready, right?
Yeah.
Like, I'm gonna do good, right? And you're like, yeah, you're gonna do good, kiddo. You want the guys like, get away from me, I'll kill you first. You're like, whoa, damn, this guy, he might eat me right now. You're like afraid to give him a little dap before he goes in the fucking cage.
Intense. So now I heard you say Greg Hardy before. We want to get Greg Hardy on the show at some point.
Greg Hardy fought on the car with me in Brooklyn. We were in the back before, like, our first face-offs and shit like that, and, like, I was talking about playing Clash Royale. He's like, oh, damn, you folks that? I'm like, duh. We became, I think, best friends in the back right there. Like, I talked to the guy for 5 minutes. I'm like, do you want to do karate in the garage? He was like, yeah.
Greg's a good dude, man. Greg's a good dude. Like, I mean, he obviously doesn't have the best reputation at this point, but, people just got to get to know him. And it's going to take a while. He understands that. But, when you get to know him, man, he's just a regular dude that just, wants to live his life like everybody else.
So I need you to pass along my message, because I DM'd him like, yo, son, we need to get you on the Menace and The Man show. We need to shoot the shit a little bit, talk about some gaming, what have you. But I would imagine his DMs are pretty flooded, so I can see how.
No, I can get him on. Ain't no big thing.
Yeah, just tell him to. I mean, he might even. I don't know if I might have given him my number. I gotta check it out.
Yeah, you know what it is, Dean, and you'd appreciate this. What we're doing here at Menace and the Man. Think of, like, it's us and the schmo, the only journalist or media out there that's doing positive shit. Everyone else wants to ask, like, the salacious, dumb questions, where we just want to be positive, get some laughs, and shoot the shit with people.
Yeah, that's what's up. Yeah, man. Like I said, Greg is down to speak to whoever. He's never been above that. I took him to his first amateur fight, and he sat in the crowd with people and took pictures with every little kid in the whole place. So he's not above. He's not that guy who's like, oh, man, I'm this, I'm that. He's down to talk to anybody and do it all.
I would love to do a 2v2 with him live.
On what, Clash of Clans?
Yeah, right here. You can hear my expression like, Greg, what the fuck you doing?
Also, what it is, too, is like, I would say Matt Serra and Jim Norton have a positive show as well. I'd throw that in.
Yeah.
But even Dean, I got a funny story for you with Matt Serra too. You could tell him that we're an easygoing show too. So, like, we're at the Rise Invitational, and, like, I grew up in this sport. Like, my cousin's Phil Baroni. I've been around it since I was a little kid. So, like, I don't put people on a pedestal, if you will. So, like, I feel like I went up to him as, like, a regular dude, and I was like, hey, Matt, You want to come on our show, Menace and the Man? I do a show with Dennis Bermudez. And he was like, yeah, sounds good. So I was like, Tuesday. How does Tuesday work for you? And he was like, you know what? You're being kind of pushy. Ask Dennis to ask me. You know what I mean? I was just fucking talking to him like he was a dude.
Yeah. That's the way it works, man.
Yeah, so Matt Serra as well. We'd love to get Matt Serra on the show for some laughs one day.
I will text him. Dean,
we've already been over this. Yes, you need to text him. But
yeah.
But it was
like most guys are just are regular dudes, man. Like if you just talk to them like regular dudes, they're regular dudes.
Yeah, I tried him at the wrong moment, I guess, or maybe I was too pushy. I had a couple beers in me.
He was wasted. Dean?
No, I wasn't wasted.
Yes, you were.
I cornered you. I went up on stage with you.
I know, and I looked at you like, Stan, how many drinks you had? You're like, a lot. I'm pretty drunk. And I was like, sick.
Yeah, but I wasn't pushy. I was respectful. I might have just asked the wrong way. But Dean,
yeah, you push his buttons. It's crazy.
He's from New York, so you know how it is. Some of us got a little bit of a shorter temper than others.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're out in the darkness right now. We started this show at 6-ish, like 6:30, and then we didn't set up lights, so we're about to call this one a wrap. But Dean, we'd love to make you a regular on the show or get you on again and get to the whole Dean Thomas story, get up to date on family life, personal life, everything you're doing.
Yeah, man, listen, anytime you guys want to have me on, I'm pretty easygoing, and and I love to chop it up with people in the game, and especially like Dennis. Like Dennis, you've been in the game for a long time.
Yes, sir.
Now, so yeah, it's always good to like talk to people who've experienced, from the level that I have back in the day, like making that walk, like seeing that walk. Like it's always good to be able to talk about those things, or at least that we understand the same thing. So listen, anytime y'all want to have me on, y'all have me on.
Yeah, and like also too, like when you have a fighter fighting, we could almost call you and like get how they're feeling, how they're doing, because like they're getting ready to scrap. They don't need, they don't necessarily be talking to us,
Yeah, cool.
Plus, you're probably funnier than them too.
Yeah, probably.
Oh no.
Better looking, funnier, and you're an OG
too
in the
kind.
game.
You're making me blush.
Oh, you black people don't
can't
blush.
blush.
Yeah, come on.
I know.
Liar.
And you're an OG in the game, so we want some of those stories that we know you have.
Yeah, we're gonna get them.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
In the
Well,
future.
hit me up next week, man. We can do this again next week. I'll be in Atlantic City for
All right, 2 weeks.
the CFL, so
2
I ain't gonna be
weeks.
doing nothing. Oh, 2 weeks. Yeah, hit me up in 2 weeks.
All right, whatever you want, dude.
Oh, Phil told me this guy's one of the real ones. So
Yeah, he is.
yeah. Shout out to our guy Phil DeRue, and thank you again, Dean Thomas, for joining us.
All right, Dean.
All right, fellas. I appreciate you guys, man. Catch up with me.
All right, you got it.
We appreciate you.
All right,
Take it
peace.
easy.
Peace. So we started this episode.
Wow.
It was like really sunny.
Wow, though, big fan of Dean Thomas.
Oh, he's dope.
He seems like a fucking real legit dude.
He fucks.
Yeah. We started this in the sun, and now we're in the darkness.